Hi everyone, it's PK Sunshine, and today I'm doing a video on coloring a digital image with Copic markers. A few months ago I took a Copic beginner class and a beginning blending class to learn more about the markers and how to use them. I had purchased a few a while back that basically they were just sitting on my shelf unused because I could never figure out on my own how to color with these markers. After taking the class, it's like my eyes were opened and I have been totally addicted and hooked to coloring digital images with these markers. I haven't ventured out to stamped images. I've only done the digital so far, and today I am using one of Mo's digital pencil images to show you what I've learned so far. We were taught when blending that you should always use three different shades of the same color. So today I am going to use this E25, E27, and E29. What the system that Copic uses to number its markers, the E means the classification, meaning the shade, and I believe the E is earth tone. The first number, which is the 2, is the saturation, I believe. Yes, the first number is the color saturation. And the last number is the brightness of the shade. So when blending, this is only what I was taught. I don't know if it's any different. To always make sure the letter is the same, the first number is the same, and a variation, the 2 to 4 numbers in between the last number. Okay, what I'm going to start with first is the E25, and we were taught to shade the entire image. I'm going to show you how to color her face. So I'm going to color the entire image in short circular strokes in the lightest of the 3 shades. We were also taught that it's good to keep it as wet as you can, but I haven't mastered that down yet. And I also haven't mastered coloring smaller images. This image probably is about a 4x4. I printed out on my printer. I probably can't go much smaller than that, so I use these on pretty fairly large cards. So I'm going to color the entire image with this lighter shade using circular motions. And I think I'll do her neck also. One of the things that I learned in the class that I was actually doing very wrong prior is I was using a lot of force to color the image, coloring like this. When you don't really have to put down force, you don't have to put the force down. It has a very fine tip, so if you just lightly do it, it'll saturate the paper, as you can see. And I lightly colored that. My strokes are not as light as others, but I'm working on it. I believe practice makes perfect. So now I'm going to go with the next lighter shade, which is the E27, and I'm going to shade in from her hairline going in because I want the middle of her face to be the shadow. Using very quick circular motion, as quick as you can, coloring going in, and I'll use a little shadow around her line of her dress. Go back with the first color, the E25, and blend. And blending is basically just coloring over everything again. Using your markers, very lightly coloring in over the whole area again to try your best to blend it in to where you don't see those brush strokes. And that's one of the reasons why you use the circular motion and not a back and forth motion. Okay, now I am going to use the darker, which is the E29, and go just up around here, the darkest parts. You use this color sparingly because you don't want it to be too dark. And like I said, this is only what I've learned. I don't know if this is, you know, the way everyone does it, which I doubt, but this is how I was taught, and I'm loving the results. I'm going back with my E25, and I'm going to blend everything using as light of a stroke as I can. Actually, when we were taking the class, the teacher told me I can actually use a lighter stroke, but I haven't gotten that down yet. I'm loving the outcome of my work. So, and I'm going to color over the whole thing. And her neck. And I don't really worry about going outside the lines anymore, because the colorless blender can take those away, and sometimes it's so minimal that it really doesn't even matter. Now, I don't have a lot of markers, and one of the tricks I saw when coloring African American hair, my hair is black, so I like to use black 110 to color hair. So I just really color the entire hair black in circular motions. And I'll just do one side to show you. Color all of this black. And I usually go back in with a gray. I'm going to use a cool gray, which is C5, to go back over everything, to fill in any spots I left out. And then I also use my colorless blender, 0. This takes the color out. I just use that in a circular motion to take some of the color out, so it looks like her hair is like a kinky, twirly, twisty kind of. So I'll do this side. I use my black as much as possible. Circular motions, getting this close to the line without trying to go over. And that was my biggest thing. It's like, I guess I never learned in school not to go outside the line. Use my C5 again. To fill in any. And then I go back with my cool gray. I meant my colorless blender, I'm sorry. My 0. And just do it in circular motions just to pull out a little bit of the black. So, that is how I color skin. On one of the things I do with the dress, I think I am going to use a pink. Whenever you buy your markers, the ones I've bought so far, I always try to buy them in sets of 3s with 3 different hues, like I said earlier, for the skin tone. So this one is a RV17, RV14, and RV11. I'm going to go in with my darkest shade, and I usually just like to make a line on any lines that they have in the dress, like the creases. I like to go in with my marker and just make those lines before I actually start coloring it in. Then I'll take my lighter, which is the RV11, and color the whole thing. And I basically do the same thing with this that I did with her skin tone. Use the lighter. And then the middle, which is the RV14. Blend again with the lighter. And there's really I don't think there's a right or wrong way. You just keep blending and keep saturating the paper until it blends into it looks like what you need it to look like. And then I'll go with my darker color and get a few of these lines. And I'll probably keep playing with this over and over and over and over until I get the shade and the blending that I like. So that's just a few pointers that I've had that I learned in class, and I will finish coloring this and show you the final image at the end. I hope you actually learned anything from me, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment either on my blog or the design blog. I'm a member of Platinum Scraps. Thank you for your time. Please take time to enjoy your sunshine. Have a good day.